Welcome, everybody, to Primetime Sportz Talk, where we give you the opinions about the facts. I'm David Shealy. This is Nathan Nair. We are excited to talk about Georgia State basketball. We've got two games to talk about today, man. You ready?
I'm ready, man. You ready?
Absolutely. I'm absolutely ready. I got my voice back. Last show I did, I was a little bit sick. But
you 100% now.
Oh, yeah, we good to go.
Yeah,
we definitely good to go. We're going to start right now. Ladies first.
Ladies first.
Always ladies first. Georgia State Lady Panthers going against North Florida right here in the sports arena. This game took place this past Saturday. They came away with a 76-63 win. Big stat here, Nathan.
Yeah, big stat.
42 points in the paint.
42.
And 42 rebounds, man.
That's big numbers, man.
Absolutely. Just speak about that for a minute.
Well, you know what? North Florida had 10 offensive rebounds, and we had 17. Now, if you look at it as an individual number just by Georgia State, 17 offensive rebounds for any team is huge. You got second chance opportunities. You get a putback, kick it back out. It's a huge opportunity, and I feel like this is one of the keys for the women to winning this game. Absolutely,
and their coach, Sharon Baldwin-Tenner, she said the emphasis was rebounding, and that's exactly what they did.
The ladies did definitely get that message.
I mean, they crashed the boards, absolutely.
Right.
And another thing I want to point out is how North Florida was a team that made 18 threes in the previous game before playing Georgia State. And I believe they came away with only 8 3-pointers in this game. So perimeter defense was even on point.
Was very good. For you to bring up that number and to see the big drop-off for North Florida, it just adds to the credit that we have to give for these Lady Panthers for what they did in this game.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, the record goes up to 3-4. And, you know, like, new team, we mentioned it before, 10 new players on this roster. And I think they're finally starting to get it. They're getting better.
They are getting better. If you look across the numbers for the women, it's pretty balanced. You got 8 points, 14, 8, 6, 5, and 13 off the bench for Haley Guerin. So you're right about it. They're finally figuring it out. You know, I see a balance in points and rebounding, and you know what? That balance is going to win you games.
Absolutely. And I want to point this out too. I've said it before that free throws win ball games.
Definitely.
These ladies went 21 from 27 from the free throw line. I mean, I'm going to go through this real quick. KK Williams, 4 for 4. Madison Newby, 4 for 4. Tatiana Jackson, 6 for 6. And Eliza Mitchell made both of her free throw attempts. That is efficiency from the free throw line. That is what it takes to win basketball games, man.
Yep, definitely. And you know what? During this game, it puts pressure on North Florida because you can't really run to that foul because you know what, with the girls they were grooving on the free throw line, North Florida didn't really have a safety blanket as far as fouling them go because we were making everything at the line.
I mean, the ladies, great effort from them, man. Yeah. I mean, they absolutely tore this game up.
Definitely. And you know what, one thing I want to point out, they shot a season best 44.3% from the field, which is a great number, David.
Absolutely. So we're talking about good defense, good offense, complete game. I love it.
Overall.
I love complete games, man. That's man, great job, ladies.
Yeah.
I mean, geez. I mean, we've talked about them playing pretty terribly before. I mean, they've lost 4 games and they've played pretty sloppily.
Right.
When they lose, it's not good.
Right.
It's not like a bad call here and there. No, when they lose, they lose.
So are you saying this is the best game the ladies have played up until this
Absolutely.
point?
This is the best full-out game they've ever played in terms of offense and defense together. And, I mean, this is this should be the bar for the entire season.
Right.
For the rest of the year, play like this, and you will prove everybody wrong because they only won 13 games last year. I think they went 13-17. So if they want a winning record this year, they got to play like this every game. And they can do it. North Florida wasn't a very good team coming in. They were only 2-5. Now they're 2-6 after that loss. But if they can play this type of game, make your free throws, you're rebounding, you're guarding the perimeter, you're making your shots, everything that's fundamental to the game of basketball, you're going to be successful.
Now, here's one question I have for you. You know, from 3, we were only 1 for 8.
Yeah.
Does that bring a red light to you, David Shealy?
No, and this is why. These ladies are pretty big. We've got some size on this team.
Yes, we do.
We've got some, and we took advantage of that.
We did.
We're a big team down here. So Georgia State took advantage of the size matchup against North Florida because North Florida was pretty small. So being down in the paint and scoring 42 points is points.
So,
I mean, you don't have to have. It's not a 3-point contest.
Right. So, just with 1 of 8, so you don't think that's one of the key necessities for this Georgia State?
No, they're not gonna. Listen, they're not the Georgia State Warriors.
Right.
Like the Golden State Warriors, right?
Right.
So we're not gonna live by the 3 and die by the 3. You know, that's not what we are. Mm-hmm. And we're gonna crash the boards,
right?
Which we did, 42 rebounds, and we're gonna score in the paint, which we had 42 points in the paint.
Yeah.
So do that, keep doing it,
right?
And you're gonna win. I mean, like I said, points is points. Take advantage of that size matchup. They'll be fine. I mean, threes will come.
Yep.
Threes will come. That's fine. We've got some shooters on this team.
Mm-hmm.
But as long as you're scoring points and you're preventing the other team from scoring points, it doesn't matter how flashy it is.
Yeah, looking back at this game, all the fundamentals were done right.
Absolutely.
And fundamentals is how you win basketball games. Just look at the San Antonio Spurs and even Atlanta Hawks. So
yeah,
this is a very good game for the ladies to look back on if they need to watch tape and figure out, what to do right as far as winning these games go throughout the season.
Right. So, I mean, good team effort, but somebody has to get the game ball.
Game ball.
Something that you didn't get to do last time.
I did not.
Yeah.
Jared shut me down early.
Yeah, but it's all right.
It's okay. We'll get to do it this game.
We'll get to do it this game.
Okay.
So, I'm going to let you go first since you're so excited to do it.
All right, man.
Nathan, who gets the game ball?
My first game ball of my Primetime Sportz talk goes to Haley Guerin.
All right.
Maybe you saw that coming. 13 points off the bench in 15 minutes.
Yep.
3 rebounds. She went 3 of 6 from the field. 13 points off the bench, man, is huge.
Yeah.
Most of the starters didn't have double-digit numbers. So for her to come off the bench and put in 13 points is a huge boost for the team, a huge spark. If they were in a bad situation at any point of the game, and for her to come in and be that spark for the team, she might be one of the main reasons why these Lady Panthers won this game.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you because she gets my game ball too.
Oh.
And the reason why is not only for the 13 points in 15 minutes, but she's doing this coming off an injury.
Right.
I think this is only her second game back from injury. So for her to come back from injury and say, "Oh, I'm not hurt. I can score 13 points off the bench, 15 minutes."
You know what? Because I want to do an honorable mention just to a stage of tighter.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We have to.
You know what? That's an honorable mention. Starting lineup. She dropped 14 in 21 minutes. Grabbed 7 rebounds, man.
Yeah.
So even though we both didn't choose Miss Titer, she gets the honorable mention. For that great effort being in the starting lineup and being the leader from the beginning.
Yeah. So Miss Titer, your efforts do not go unnoticed.
That's correct.
All right. So we're gonna switch over to the guys now.
Transition, man.
The men's basketball team took on Wright State, which is in Ohio, which was a homecoming for 3 of our Panthers. So Coach Hunter, childhood, was in Ohio. Marcus Kreider and Jeff Thomas are from Ohio. And this is what's ironic about that. Jeff Thomas and Marcus Kreider had some pretty nice performances against Wright State, didn't they?
They did. Marcus Kreider got 10 points.
Yep.
8 rebounds, almost a double-double there. And Jeff Thomas off the bench scored 12 points. So he showed up this game, man.
They did. And I want to say this, too, because this is a game that I watched in the cafeteria, man. I'm eating a good burger watching this game. And I got a little worried in the first half because it was pretty close. It was kind of back and forth. And Wright State came and hit 3 straight three-pointers, and they had a 16-14 lead. So I was like, okay, the momentum, even though Georgia State's down by 2, the momentum seems like it's kind of shifting. But Georgia State showed some resiliency. Jeff Thomas, like we mentioned before, came away with a big 3, and then Marcus Kreider came away with a big dunk. And then at halftime, Georgia State had a 24-20 lead, and then second half, man, Georgia State ran away with it, took all that momentum.
So do you think those 2 plays at the half played a huge role in Georgia State making the run after halftime?
Oh, yeah. I mean, look, exciting plays in basketball, 3-pointer and a dunk, and they came back to back like Drake did when he dissed Meek Mill. Okay, I'm just saying that momentum in basketball is so huge, man. I mean, when you've got the momentum and you're going on runs and things like that, that's huge. It doesn't matter if the score is like 16-14, like it was when Wright State hit those 3 straight 3-pointers, because I thought they were about to steal the game. Right. And they kept saying, the commentator on TV kept saying, well, one of these teams is going to get hot because somebody, a lot of shots weren't going in at first. And they're like, well, one of these teams has to get hot because these are 2 good shooting teams, and at some point, these shots are going to fall.
Right.
And when they do, someone's going to run away with it. And that's exactly what happened with Georgia State.
You know what? And another thing I want to mention is the guys, just like the girls, shot great from the charity stripe. 86.7% to finish off the game. So here goes the same concept that Wright State couldn't foul our players and worry about us missing free throws because we were hitting those at the line. Man.
I think this is the best free throw shooting game that Georgia State had. And I'm impressed because we've talked about before how missing free throws has cost them games because it cost them, I think it cost them the game versus Ole Miss. That and rebounds. So for them to go 13 for 15 is great. And I want to point this out too, man. Isaiah Dennis, who's not really known as a scoring guard, came away with 10 points in this game. I mean, I don't know if he heard something that we might have said about him, but
definitely
10 points for him. Oh, that's great. And he did it in 28 minutes. He got his starting position back because Isaiah Williams didn't start this game.
He did not.
Isaiah Williams was starting a few games for Georgia State, but Isaiah Dennis got that back since he's the one. We're going to drive this into the ground. He's got the keys to the Georgia State Mercedes.
He's driving it.
This is his team. It's his car. All right, he let Isaiah Williams have the car and the aux cord for a little bit, but he got it back.
So let me ask you this: do you think Dennis got a reality check with that benching, and that's the result? And we just saw the result against Wright State.
Yeah, why not?
You think that?
Let's say that. But there was a situation where Isaiah Dennis came off the bench and he had way more minutes. I think he had twice as many minutes as Isaiah Williams. So I mean, it's still his team, even if he's not starting.
Right.
But I mean, 10 points for him. But the thing for me, 3 assists. Those 3, and that's not a big number. But if you saw the game, those 3 assists were really special. I mean, that dude had some nice passes. I mean, they were flashy, super flat. I mean, going around the back and everything. It was like that dude's vision is amazing.
Putting his guys in the right place, huh?
Yeah, I think that's what sets him apart. The way he sees the court and the way he can orchestrate that's what sets him apart, man. And I give him all the credit for that. It was beautiful. So those assists,
definitely
amazing.
To have a guy that can pass like that, to put your guys in the right position to put easy baskets or even a tough one, but to have somebody that can put the ball in the tight spot is definitely valuable. And it is definitely valuable for this Georgia State team. Yeah, so
I give him credit, and so let's go ahead and do these game balls, man. For this guys' team.
Do you want to do it right now?
You got something else?
Hold on. Let's talk about a couple things here.
All right, let's put the game balls on hold.
Hold on one second.
All right.
We're going to drop some criticism. Jeremy Hollowell only had 4 points. In 29 minutes. I consider him a big leader on this team, and for him to drop only 4 points is a bit disappointing for me.
Yeah. Okay, I understand where you're coming from. Because this is a guy that was I think he was the leading scorer for a couple of games. Yeah. And to have him only, put up 4, that's good. But Wright State's defense was, they had to know where he was.
Right. And you know what? But you know what? Georgia State found a way to win. And
they did.
And the people that we don't talk about a lot found a way to step up. Like Marcus Kreider, Isaiah Dennis, Jeff Thomas. They stepped up when we needed them most, you know? So for Hollowell and Kevin Ware, which I didn't mention, only scored 8 points in 36 minutes. They struggled, but we saw a side of Georgia State that we haven't seen, because for the past couple of games, Kevin Ware and Hollowell have been pretty consistent as far as putting double-digit numbers, and the rest of the guys have just been behind them. As far as putting 6 points here, 5 points there. But I think this is good for Georgia State, for them to struggle in this game and to see that, we still have other guys that can step up in this game.
Yeah. And I think that's a good point, because you can criticize Jeremy Hollowell, but you can spin it and say, Jeremy Hollowell only scored 4 points. Yet, Georgia State still beat you.
Yeah, you can spin it that way.
You can totally spin it that way.
I might be being a little harsh.
We expect a lot out of him. He's a good player. We expect a lot out of Jeremy Hollowell. That's a guy that Jared came on here and said he's going to be a runner for the Sun Belt Conference Player of the Year. So we expect more than 4 points, absolutely, and especially in 29 minutes.
Right.
So I understand the criticism, but as a team, because it's a team game, he only scored 4 points. and Georgia State still beat you.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that's the way you can spin it positively. Yeah.
It's another way to look at it. And you know what? Like I said earlier, it's good for this team to figure this out early, and for them to know that, you know, we do have guys that can step up when Jeremy and Kevin aren't playing that well.
Yeah.
Which is really good. And I'm glad they found that out early in the year rather than, you know, halfway or towards the end of the season.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's good to have some guys step up when others aren't playing very well. Definitely. So, like, this is a team game, man.
Yeah.
That's all that matters to me. But you ready for game balls?
Yeah, now we can do game balls.
All right, now we can do game balls. I'm going to let you go ahead and go first again.
Okay. I'm going to go Jeff Thomas.
Okay.
I like guys coming off the bench, man, and being that spark. So for him to drop 12 points in 23 minutes, he had 1 rebound. He didn't have any assists in this game, but for him to drop 12 points off the bench, man, when, like I said earlier, like when Jeremy Hollowell and Kevin Ware were struggling, for him to come in and drop those points that Georgia State needed is really good, and I feel like he's one of the main reasons why Georgia State came away with the W in this one.
Okay. So. All right. Well, mine, I'm going to throw a curveball. I'm going to give mine to Isaiah Dennis. Okay. And the reason I do that is because, like, we've been driving into the ground.
We have been.
It's his team.
Yeah.
He's got the keys.
He does.
Okay. For him to come away with 10 points and 3 assists, what stood out to me was those 3 assists because I didn't know that his vision of the court was that great. I mean, he really orchestrated that offense, and when he had to, he scored. I mean, some of those were what are they called? Fast break points.
Okay.
And I'm gonna tell you something right now, man. He had 1 block in this game. That was like,
it was a crazy one.
Yeah, it was like, dang. I mean, he's strong. If you've seen him. That boy big. Okay?
He's a big boy, yeah.
he's a pretty big dude.
Yeah.
So Isaiah Dennis coming away with those 3 assists stood out to me because it showed me that he has like this it factor to be the orchestrator of the offense, man. I mean, he's good. And I expect that from him. Not the 10 points is good.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's his role to be a scorer. But for him to score 10 points, all right, that's great because it helped Georgia State win. But those assists, I expect those from him. I expect him to be kind of like that Jeff Teague.
Yeah.
Jeff Teague role, where Jeff Teague would rather have, I believe in an article, he said, I'd rather have about 30 assists than 30 points. And, I mean, of course, I'm not expecting Isaiah Dennis to come away with 30 assists in the game. But these assists, you know, you assist Jeremy Hollowell, you assist Kevin Ware, Jeff Thomas, Marcus Kreider, points all day.
It's very valuable to have a guy who would rather pass the ball than score. And, you know, I really hope Isaiah Dennis has figured it out.
Yeah.
Just by watching this game, hopefully he can keep up this level of play and find his guys for easy baskets down low or maybe on the outside. So we'll just have to wait and see, man.
Yeah, we do have to wait and see. And before we go, because we're kind of running out of time here, shout out to the football team.
Yeah.
Can we just speak on this for a second?
Just 1 second. Yeah, we can do that.
Georgia Southern, coming into this game, were 21-point favorites to beat Georgia State's behind. Georgia State went in there and beat Georgia Southern by 27 points.
27 points.
34-7?
Yeah.
What?
If you're watching the game, Nick Arbuckle was having a tough time in the first half, man. But, you know, he found a way to turn it around in the second half. Two touchdowns and, you know, to turn it around completely.
He threw that interception, and I was like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
Because here we go. That's what I was thinking. Because Georgia Southern is a team, when they beat you bad. Their average margin of victory was 29 points coming into that game. That team scores.
Yeah.
And they run the ball down your throat. Last year, they came to the Georgia Dome and ran for over 600 yards on Georgia State.
It was pretty bad.
So Georgia State, man, they came out there and they handled business.
Yeah.
They're going to a bowl game. They're going bowling.
For the first time.
They're going bowling. The Auto Nation Cure Bowl on December 19th in Orlando, going against San Jose State. Yeah. Kickoff is set for 7 p.m. I believe it'll be on CBS Sports Network. So
this isn't a football show, but we had to take the time.
No, we had to do that.
To mention.
Because this team went from winless when Trent Miles first got here his first year to winning 1 game the next year. And then just came out of nowhere, won 6 games. And now we going bowling.
It's a beautiful thing, man.
It's beautiful.
It's a beautiful thing.
Great job for the football team, man. Absolutely, man. But, hey, good show today.
Good show, man.
Great show. We talked about some Georgia State basketball, some Georgia State football. Georgia State sports is everywhere. And you know what the best part is? It's finals week.
It is.
we don't get tired, man. We got stuff to do after this.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Man, what? Let's get to studying.
Yeah.
Because we got work to do.
Yeah. For David Shealy, I'm Nathan Ayer. We'll see you guys next time.